the offense is scoring at least 7 runs, but in that first inning, Harrison gets it started again. What do you continue to see in terms of his impact with this lineup?
Impact. I mean, he's extra base hits, hitting the ball out of the ballpark, some couple triples, great in center, energy, professionalism he brings to the table every day. You know, guys feed off him a little bit too, you know. So I talked about, you know, really through the last week, and the guys are really hooked up and preparing and competing really well. And I thought that continued today, and Harrison's been right in the middle of that.
I know you've praised Anthony Volpe for various facets of his game, but when a young hitter continues to make loud outs, has nothing to show for it, and then it finally falls into play, what type of lesson could that be for a young hitter?
This game's hard, tough league. You know, he's look, that's why, one of the reasons why we took him with us. Like, we know he's equipped to handle all that and understands that, and I think embraces that and enjoys that. You know, as a player, you got to enjoy the grind. You got to enjoy the hardness of it and the everyday, you know, the physical, mental grind of it. And some guys are more cut out for it than others. And, you know, I think, you know, he appreciates and respects how difficult this game is, but he also plays the game with a lot of confidence too.
How would you describe the momentum you're going to be rolling with into tomorrow night for the series opener with Tampa?
Well, if we play well, then really well. Look, again, I like our approach. I like where our mind is. I like where our room is. I like how we're preparing, and that's the thing we can control right now. And obviously, you know, getting a couple guys back has been big for us, back in our lineup. So, you know, it's just nose down. You know, we got obviously a very difficult opponent coming in as part of this homestand next, and we just got to keep on, you know, moving forward. Keep on moving.
Who else? Max? Susan?
What do you take away from Burrito's start when there was quite a bit of traffic, but he also limited the damage?
Yeah, I mean, in a lot of ways he struggled, but made some big pitches. And, you know, to be able to go out there and get us into the fifth inning was big. You know, I thought they got some good swings off on him. They made him work. But true to what we've seen from him, you know, whatever's going on, he doesn't really get too phased or buckle. So he was able to make some big pitches today, you know, to keep himself into that game, into the middle innings, when it was a struggle at times. And that's a credit to him and his demeanor and kind of his makeup.
Susan, do you have a question?
About Davey, first time he'd been on a major league mound in almost 2 years. What do you take out of what he just did?
Well, it was a big pick me up. I mean, you know, to be able to have him finish that game and give us 3 innings was big. You know, wasn't perfect. You know, but you know, he made some pitches especially when he got some 3 balls counts. So the walk didn't hurt him. And you know, it was a big pick-me-up for the team to be able to give us 3 innings there, and to stay away from some guys was big for us.
Brian, to the right.
You guys have been winning series, but unable to get a sweep until today. How important was it to finish out a sweep?
Yeah, I mean, it's good. You know, again, I just go back to I like where we're at. Like, we're coming in with an edge. And I felt that this morning, like, you know, there was an energy to a quick turnaround game, and like we gotta go, and we gotta keep going, and you know, I feel like we've done a good job of that over the last 10 days really, and you could sense that energy, in the building this morning, and that's important.
Gary, to the left.
That nose down, day at a time approach that you were talking about, like with 8 divisional games coming up, do you have to repeat that and emphasize that going into those games, or just on a day-to-day basis, or is it kind of understood at this point in the club?
Yeah, I mean, but we talk about it all the time. You know, I mean, we emphasize it at different points all the time, or check it when it's not there. But you know, the biggest thing is, you know, it's a long year, and you got to make sure you're, you know, my kind of what I just expect and demand is like that: walk in today with an edge, prepare your butt off, and go compete your butt off. And we're doing that really well right now, regardless of what result we get. And that's what we got to maintain, and that's the challenge of a long season, and making sure we hold each other to that standard and that account.
And just with a few days to reflect on it now, like how would you evaluate the Rays series at the Trop this past weekend?
We lost 2 out of 3, but you know, I feel like in a lot of ways similar to what we just went through here, as far as, you know, where I feel like this room is and where these guys are. So, you know, hopefully we can do better in the win column this time around.
Eric.
Understanding that you only play the schedule that's in front of you, do you like the challenge of facing them so soon after facing them just last weekend?
I think you should always like facing, you know, the best teams. I think you always enjoy that and relish in that. You know, in the end, we want to shake hands. You know, that's what we work hard to do each and every day. But there is something about competing against other really good teams that hopefully brings out the best, and hopefully as a competitor you really enjoy.
And then did you get any report on Severino's outing?
I watched a good bit of it actually before I went out. He looked really good. And I didn't get the post game as far as how he came out of it. I saw him get taken out in the 4th there, and everything looked good. But I thought he looked. I thought he looked really, really good.
Brian, to the left.
Volpe's got 4 home runs now. He hit 27 in the minors a couple years ago. What kind of power do you expect or envision from him at this level?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that'll continue to grow and evolve, and it's definitely in there. I mean, you go out the front door here like he did at 107 or something. That's a pretty good poke. So we know he has power, and we know he can hit the ball out to all fields. You know, what it turns into, I don't know yet. We'll see.
Just
Was Hicks available today?
He was an emergency today. Yeah, he was doing pretty well. So, you know, when I took Bader and Rizzo out, you know, I made sure that, you know, Hicks was in play just in case something happened to somebody else.